Good morning. This is the October 27th edition of the Master Pattern. Once again, this is pre-recorded. We are in the midst of the Dark Continent, Africa, on an expedition in search of information on the mystery of the crystal skulls. And once again, we'll report back to you on that shortly after we get back, after Labor Day, after Election Day, and that will be a labor. But first, I want to give you some predictions for the week. Since we're out of the country, we haven't had much time to get into this. But we have two moves coming up for election week. One is on Tuesday the 4th. Another is on Thursday the 6th. We expect large moves on those two particular days. One political note at this point in time: when we started this whole reporting with the Master Pattern, one of the premises that we said that was behind the breakdown in the economy that we see coming in the next 24 months or so, is the issue of law and order. Recently, there was this issue concerning the Ohio State Secretary of State and her absolute defiance of properly registering or not accepting certain registrants for voting and approving others. A clear, political move, and I don't care what party. This whole notion of a breakdown of law and order goes for both parties. So, once again, keep those elected officials, their emails, all of them, from the bottom right up to the top, from the councilman in your area right up to the President of the United States. Keep them on your favorite list, and hit the button every once in a while and let them know that they're asses, and to get in line with what we're looking for here. Now, one of the things I wanted to do is, once again, on this scenario, this report, is give you an idea of the mechanics of the Master Pattern. Okay, and I'm going to do that hopefully with a graph, and let's see if we can get this. All right, so we're going to show you this graph of some patterns. Okay, and as you'll see here, we look at this patterning here certainly represents chaos. I mean, if I were to say to you, all right, find a pattern, a discernible pattern in here, you would more than likely have a very, very difficult time at best. And this is the market. This is the many factors influencing the entire market. Okay, so how does the Master Pattern work? Well, the Master Pattern works as follows. We take certain configurations, right? In this case, a square, and what we do is we introduce at different points what we call a vibration. Okay, so that if we had a certain vibration, whatever it may be, 10 per minute or 10 per hour or whatever that number is, it would then, and we place it on the four corners, we would start emulating what you see over here. Okay, the same thing over here, same thing over here, same thing over here. So that what we've been able to do is to recognize this by conducting our research into this notion here. Take an overall pattern, very simple pattern, and introduce different of what we call vibrational factors, energy factors, if you will, into it, and see what the relationship of this would be to that, and then we can then determine what the overall patterning is. Okay, we hope we're trying to do a a documentary, as we've said before, uh, and some tapes, some DVDs on this whole notion, and some hints and suggestions on playing the marketplace. I don't suspect that this is going to be a very satisfactory insight to you, but at least it gives you an idea of how we're doing this and how we're able to detect patterns. We are now working on something similar to this that we believe will have a very high market directional scenario to it. By high, I'm talking about over 75% and higher. And it's been working very well. There are kinks in it, chinks in it, however, and but when we're ready, and hopefully it should be soon, I'll be glad to at least be able to predict to you very definite moves. And I would like to say this in closing. I've said this before. Even though we may know the future, it does not ensure that we're going to be successful in exploiting it. 2 weeks ago, we had a week whereby we had some huge market moves, if you remember. 900 points up, 700 points down, 300 points up, 400 points down. We knew 4 out of those 5 days where the market was going. And out of those 4 days, we lost money on 3 days. And we ended up for the week just about even. So knowing the future, once again, is not what it's cranked up to be. We are learning as we go along this cutting edge technology. I hope to hear from you people more about your interest, and send us any queries. Don't forget to vote, and we'll see you hopefully live again right after Election Day. Have a great week, folks.